G'day everyone, Gareth here from Organic Growing Melbourne. I thought I'd just do a quick video on the fertilisers that I use, and I don't use that anymore. I'll just turn that around so you don't get confused. It's quite basic. First of all, that is not a weed and feed. This is an empty one, which I've cleaned out, and I now use it to apply to my plants for foliar feeding and watering. So you connect your hose to it, and what I do with this is I add 500 ml of the Sea Sol Organic Tonic. There's the label right there. All right, so 500 ml into this 4 litre container, and then I fill it to the top with water, connect the hose, and then I foliar feed all of my trees. Obviously I water the stone fruits because they don't have any leaves, but they will get that once the leaves start developing, which they are. And then I foliar feed and all my tropical trees that are still in pots, all the way to all the plants that I've got out the front as well. And one bottle of this will do the back and another one will do the front. So I'll go through 1 litre of that each application, and I'll apply that once a month to every month and a half. And I found it does amazingly. It really does benefit all plants, grass. It doesn't matter what you put it on. It's good stuff. The avocado absolutely loves it. The orange absolutely loves it. So yeah, every 6 weeks, every 4 to 6 weeks, I'll apply that. And then I have this stuff called Rooster Booster. That's an organic chicken pellet, which is just this stuff I've got in the bucket here, which I purchase probably probably 3 bags a year. So not that much, and it's about 18 bucks a bag. But again, once you start adding everything up, it can get quite expensive. The only product that I don't have here, which I use, is potash. And the potash I buy a little bag of potash. You only need like a teaspoon. I'd probably put actually maybe 4, I can't quite remember, say 4 teaspoons of potash into this bottle, and because it's a soluble one that I buy, and then shake it up, dissolve it all, and then that will get applied through the foliage as well. But you can also get that potash and just sprinkle it around the base. Quite even. You don't need much of that concentrated potash, but I'll sprinkle it around the base of the tree, out to where the drip line is, always out to where the drip lines go. So you can see this at the avocado down here, the drip line is about here. So I'll even water onto the grass there, because that's where all the feeder roots are going to be. Okay. So another thing with all this, and this is what I use. Now, my growing method is sort of the permaculture, or obviously organic permaculture sort of type. So obviously I'm not quite there yet. I'm still developing it, but I'm hoping to get this especially the backyard, to become a jungle. Just I want to be able to walk out the backyard, and every step I take, I want to be able to reach out and eat something. It's as simple as that. So this might not work with you if you've got a tiny courtyard and you can't do that, and obviously you need to probably grow things in pots. You're going to need different fertilizers than this. But again, I wouldn't go any chemical type fertilizers. I'd only go organic. I'll probably do a separate video on organic versus chemically made. There's a massive difference, believe me, and God knows what chemicals do to us. Okay, that's why I go organic. Now, another thing you need to know about organic, okay, it's fair enough. It could quite possibly say organic chicken pellets, but what you've got to also remember is that might be chook poo scraped out of a chicken coop and dried and made into these pellets. But do we know what the chickens are eating? Are the chickens eating an organic food? And that's another thing you've got to look in when you're purchasing a fertiliser, especially manures. Right, so you could have horse manure that was from a stable, and they've been fed purely only grain, and that grain was not organic. Then I doubt their poo's going to be 100% organic. So I do try and look into what the animals are fed as well, which is why I will eventually go away from this, because I don't know where the chooks have been eating. I don't know what they've been fed. I don't know. So the chicken pellets might be organic because there's nothing added to the process of making them, but we don't know what the chooks are eating. But my plan is I'll be getting rid of these chicken pellets probably at the end of this season, I hope, because what I'm doing, obviously, by purchasing some chickens, I also compost it, the chicken poo that is. But what my plan is this. This has had 3 layers of organic matter, which is hay, mulch, and sugarcane mulch has been put in here, and the chickens are going to till this for me. They poo in it, and then what I'm going to do is use all of this stuff as a fertiliser, because it's going to be rich in chicken poo with all this organic matter in it as well. They continually till this, and they're pretty much creating my own fertiliser for me. So this will eventually replace, and then so I rake it all up when it's broken down, spread it around the garden, spread it over the veggies, and use that as a fertiliser. Still a lot more breaking down to do, but I'm hoping by the maybe end of September I'll be able to get at least my first batch of nice composted chicken manure and, well, mulch really. They're doing their job. They feed me and they make my plants healthy. So if you're going to do this type of gardening like I am, which is obviously based on tropical and subtropical plants, and a bit of vegetable gardening as well, highly recommend get some chickens. Anyway, back to this fertiliser. So that's how I feed my plants. That is it, and it's quite cheap. This 10 litre bottle here, I think cost me around $80 from Bunnings, and that will last me the year. Sometimes I might even have a little bit left over for the next season, because I only really use this when everything starts, getting into that growth mode. Through the winter, they got the mulch and they've got the irrigation, and that's it. I don't really feed them. I might throw a few chicken pellets down, but really not much through the winter. So I thought I'd just quickly let everybody know on the fertiliser that I'm using, and getting the chickens. I'm hoping the price of buying this stuff will decrease as well when I use the chicken coop materials. I might still need to buy maybe a bag. I don't know. We'll see how I go. I haven't had chickens for very long, so I'm sure it's going to be better than these chicken pellets. All right. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Hit that notification bell to get some notifications every time I release a new video. And really, most importantly, is sharing. Get this out to all your friends, family. Share it on Facebook. Just share it as much as you can. Get people growing their own food. There's nothing more satisfying than growing your own food. I'm telling you, it tastes so much better. And I am honestly concerned on what it is that people are putting on their vegetables, their fruit, everything, even down to the meat, for crying out loud. And I can see, like, I remember harvesting asparagus and putting it in the fridge, and it goes floppy within 2 or 3 days. But I ran out once, so we bought some, and this asparagus was firm for like 8 days. And I think, well, what do they do? What are they doing to our vegetables to make them last longer? It beats me. I'm sure there's information out there on it, and there's definitely chemicals they use. In fact, I know for a fact, right, that most people these days are against Roundup. We all know of the court cases going through America and some in Australia now. But farmers can now genetically modify their crops. They can genetically modify their crops so they are not affected by Roundup. And they'll crop spray. They'll use an aeroplane and crop spray their whole paddocks, kill every weed, but it won't kill their crop. That's scary. That is scary that I could put Roundup on my grass here and it kills it. But if you genetically modify this particular grass and put Roundup on it, it won't kill it. Imagine all your wheats and grains which have had Roundup put on it. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm getting into this. I'm quite concerned about what it is farmers are putting on our vegetables and our fruit. So I hope this has helped. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. And please, share it. Get it out there. Get it out there. Alright, you take care everyone. Bye-bye. One thing I did forget to mention was the worm tea as well. I do use the worm tea a fair bit. Through the winter and that, when I'm not watering as much, I'll throw whole buckets over the avocado, bananas and whatnot. And then come into growing season, it gets a bit warmer, the potted plants, the potted tropical plants will get the worm tea. And that's just a matter of opening this up, spraying the hose in there for 5 minutes, filling the bucket up, leaving the tap open all the time. Never close your tap on the worm farm. But yeah, that's another thing I use.